In today's video, we're diving headfirst into the latest crowdfunding campaigns. Some are downright fascinating, others should be backed with caution. Let's explore what's hot, what's questionable, and what might just blow your mind. Welcome to nerdsection.com. Lost Lumina is the English-language edition of Lost Lights, a strategy game initially published in German by Board Game Circus. This Kickstarter campaign aims to bring the same game to a broader audience under the title Lost Lumina, with the German edition also available for those who prefer it. Thematically, the game immerses players in a mystical forest where factions of powerful creatures vie for dominance. Its core mechanics blend area control and tactical card play, as players deploy creatures and abilities to outmaneuver their opponents in a fight for supremacy. Despite its strategic undertones, the game incorporates a fair amount of chance, with luck heavily influencing outcomes. The artwork is undoubtedly a highlight, bringing the enchanted forest and its denizens to life, with a vibrant, painterly style that enhances the thematic immersion. However, while the game boasts an appealing aesthetic and approachable mechanics, its reliance on luck may not satisfy those seeking deep, strategic gameplay. That said, it could shine as a quick, casual battle game with its accessible rules and stunning visuals. What mysteries lie beneath the surface of The Depth of Abyss, the inaugural release from Quasar Games? This ambitious board game transports players to a world overshadowed by a dark, mind-controlling force known simply as the Abyss. Tasked with leading their chosen race to freedom, players must navigate a treacherous desert environment while outsmarting their rivals and managing dwindling resources. With up to 4 participants, the game offers a blend of strategic decision-making, tactical combat, and resource management, promising a deeply immersive experience. Featuring detailed 3D miniatures, visually stunning game boards, and a suite of unique cards, the game emphasizes a sense of vast, uncharted depth that complements its dark and mysterious theme. While this marks Quasar Games' first foray into the tabletop world, according to Board Game Geek, the polished presentation and ambitious scope have drawn considerable attention and raised a not insignificant amount of money. Despite the promising setup, this Gamefound campaign has not been without controversy. A significant concern stems from its name, which closely resembles Abyss, a 2014 board game published by Bomix. The similarities are more than superficial, as the creator of The Depth of Abyss has openly cited the earlier game as a key inspiration, particularly in the thematic design and concept of infinite mystery. The CEO of Bombix has already recommended a name change to avoid legal issues, raising red flags about the campaign's long-term viability. Moreover, the striking resemblance in theme and presentation could complicate branding efforts and create confusion among players. Until this issue is resolved, this project should be handled with particular caution. Whether Quasar Games will address these concerns or persist with the current title remains to be seen, but it is a pivotal factor that could influence the game's future. Novaera TCG is a bold venture into the world of trading card games, aiming to merge intricate strategy with a rich narrative-driven universe. Each card carries a unique story, and the gameplay promises a balance between accessibility and depth. The project also seeks to expand into a digital space, offering a free-to-play version on Steam that doesn't require physical cards, making it highly inclusive for a global audience. While the rules are already available online, suggesting some development progress, the campaign leans heavily on the promise of stunning card art and a foundation for a larger world. However, these visuals and other concrete gameplay materials remain sparse, leaving the audience to imagine much of what is to come. While the concept is exciting, the project does raise concerns. A potential name conflict with Simon's upcoming game Novaera in 2025 could create legal troubles. Furthermore, despite lofty ambitions, the Kickstarter lacks substance. The absence of the announced but not yet available card database and evidence of actual gameplay detracts from its credibility, and the use of AI-generated images might not inspire confidence. Adding to this, there is apparently no Board Game Geek page for the game yet, and the X account has also been suspended. With limited material to evaluate, backing this project requires careful consideration and a degree of risk tolerance. While Novaera TCG could evolve into something great, it's clear there are hurdles to overcome before its full potential is realized. War of the Arcane is a two-player strategy card game where players, as sorcerers, use units, traps, and spells on a 5x5 grid to protect their Mystic Stone while destroying their opponents. Bluffing plays a key role, with face-down cards adding mystery. The persistent damage system and action point management create strategic depth as players position units, attack and cast spells to outmaneuver their rival. The project, initiated by Jamin Games, previously launched a Kickstarter campaign in October 2024, but was cancelled due to insufficient interest. The creator has now relaunched the campaign. While there is no indication of fraudulent intent, the absence of a major publisher and the prior cancellation raise questions about the project's maturity and readiness. NEXUS Alone in Your Room is a single-player add-on for NEXUS Arena Combat System, a skirmish game of tactical card-driven battles. This expansion introduces an AI deck that allows solo players to test their skills against an autonomous opponent. It retains the core gameplay of the base game, where players manage energy and execute combo in a fast-paced combat setting. A standout feature is the digital bundle option, offering STL files for 3D printing components. This lets players trial the game affordably before committing to the physical edition. The campaign is currently hosted on Gamefound, where the developers have also provided updates detailing the design philosophy and AI mechanics. The expansion is primarily appealing to those already invested in NEXUS Arena Combat System, as it extends rather than redefines the experience. While the AI deck is a smart addition for solo players, it doesn't offer much for groups or players new to the base game. The digital bundle is a practical choice for tech-savvy backers, but the need for 3D printing may limit its accessibility. Overall, this is a well-targeted add-on for dedicated fans seeking more flexibility in how they engage with the NEXUS universe. In Bare Bones, players build decks starting with a base of 7 cards and 3 chosen additions. Dice cards, in 7 colors, let players roll dice for points or white dice for currency, while action cards grant powerful abilities. Each game features 7 of the 20 included action cards, offering strategic variety. After 12 rounds, scores determine the winner. The second edition upgrades components, adds expansions, and offers an upgrade pack for original owners. The second edition's improved components and expansion packs are appealing. However, the reliance on dice introduces an element of chance that may not suit all players. Overall, it presents a compelling option for those seeking a fresh take on deck-building games. Famous Stage 1 places players in the shoes of aspiring musicians, chasing the dream of fame in a richly thematic strategy adventure for 1 to 4 players. With 12 weeks to prepare your band for the grand finale, you'll manage every aspect of the journey, from recruiting and training musicians to crafting songs, playing gigs, and building your support base. The game's mechanics tie deeply into its theme, as players spend hours, a core resource, balancing immediate needs like rehearsals and equipment with long-term strategies like perfecting songwriting and promotion. Much of the game's tension builds toward the finale, where 75% of fame is earned, making each decision in the lead-up both crucial and exciting. With a dynamic mix of card drafting, resource management, and personal goal achievement, Famous Stage 1 offers a compelling mix of thematic storytelling and strategic depth. The second Kickstarter attempt by designer Jared Lutz already looks promising, having achieved its funding goal after an earlier cancellation in June 2024 due to limited interest. A prototype is ready, which helps demonstrate the game's potential to shine both thematically and mechanically. For those drawn to the theme of rising stars and the careful juggling of resources to achieve greatness, Famous Stage 1 seems like a worthy project to explore. While it may not be for everyone, its strong focus on theme and well-integrated mechanics make it an appealing choice for music enthusiasts and strategy gamers alike. Rollin Campus is a print-and-play roll-and-write game for 1 to 5 players, designed by Rafael Lozano and published by My Turn Games. Set in a vibrant university campus, players navigate the challenges of academic life, balancing studies, social activities, friendships, and finances. The game employs a multi-combo mechanism where the active player rolls dice to trigger campus events affecting all players, then selects 2 action dice to progress on their personal sheets. Passive players utilize the remaining die, ensuring continuous engagement. The objective is to graduate by strategically advancing through various tracks representing different aspects of campus life. A digital version is available on Tabletops Simulator. As an inexpensive print-and-play game, Rollin Campus stands out with its lively theme and approachable mechanics. Its mix of humor, strategy, and the unpredictability of dice rolls makes it appealing for casual and experienced players alike. Spy Network is a strategic deduction game where one player acts as a spy, navigating safe houses to complete missions, while others, as analysts, use logic and observation to track them. Inspired by real-world scientific concepts, it combines strategy with accessibility, prioritizing skill over luck. In addition to a physical version, a print-and-play version is also available on Kickstarter. The project, however, raises significant concerns. Beyond a few polished, AI-generated images, there's an alarming lack of concrete game materials. The campaign's $123 goal, astonishingly low for any board game, has already been reached, but it doesn't inspire confidence in the viability of the project, particularly for a physical product. Coupled with the creator's recently established Kickstarter account, the campaign feels speculative at best. While the theme and mechanics are intriguing, we'd recommend approaching this project cautiously, carefully analyzing its credibility before deciding to back it. Tiny Crawler is a fully 3D printable dungeon crawling board game that invites players to explore perilous dungeons filled with traps, treasures, and epic challenges. Designed by 3D artist Damian Jimenez, the game emphasizes stylized miniatures and colossal final bosses, suitable for both solo adventures and cooperative play with family and friends. Its modular game board enhances replayability, and the miniatures can also be used to enrich other tabletop, RPGs, or dungeon crawling games. On the positive side, the project initiator, who previously launched the successfully funded print-and-play project Survive a Nightmare, brings experience to the table. His background as a 3D artist is evident in the game's design, which is a definite advantage for a project of this nature. The modular concept of the gaming field adds a cool layer of customization and replayability. However, it's important to note that the game is primarily suitable for individuals with access to a 3D printer, which may limit its accessibility for some potential players. NUMS is a strategic and fast-paced card game where every move, including your opponent's, is crucial. Players aim to form groups of cards while skillfully managing wilds and action cards. The game boasts simple mechanics that offer endless possibilities, making it both enjoyable and challenging. However, it's worth noting that the creators behind NUMS have a history of Kickstarter projects that either failed or were canceled. In November 2024, an identical campaign for NUMS was launched, but canceled after raising only $42 in 4 days. This raises questions about the current campaign's funding goal, which has been significantly reduced from over $6,000 to approximately $200. Such a drastic change may lead us to question the project's feasibility and the creator's ability to deliver on their promises. Speaking of exciting projects, if you're curious about what's next in the world of board games, check out our video on 75 upcoming board games of 2025. From mind-bending strategies to immersive storytelling adventures, it's a lineup that's bound to get every gamer hyped for the year ahead.